Yeah, Dovizioso, you know what he's going to be doing right now. I just don't think it's going to dry up.
No, is it a game to unsettle the other team?
I totally understand why they're doing it, because he wants to be ready in case it does dry up. But right now, you can't see it being the case. I mean, nobody as yet has been able to fire in a 147 for quite some time. Lorenzo was able to do that, but getting to that pace, he crashed out straight away. Dylan?
Yeah, of course, one of the dangers is, a bit like Loris Baz, he's remounted. If he wanted to come in now because something like a foot peg was broken, well, his second bike is now set up for the drive.
Of Miller and Pirro. 16.5 laps to go here. It's not raining anymore, but the track is still very wet indeed.
Yeah, Vinales just set his fastest lap of the race, just to give himself a bit of breathing space between Miller and Pirro, who were hunting him down. It'd be good for Andrea Dovizioso's championship challenge if Pirro can get ahead of Maverick Vinales.
That's quite a big ask, but Pirro knows his way around here very well indeed. There he is, we just saw him. The test rider for Ducati.
Hector Barbara's crashed out of this Grand Prix, so the two Vinci Ducatis have had a bit of a nightmare. He's taken a bit of a whack on his right hip as well there, Hector Barbara.
Limps away, Hector Barbara. What is his future? What is the future? Oh, that is a big old crash for Hector Barbara.
Yeah, final corner.
That final corner. Petrucci still leads the way.
As they're running around this course, it is going to be dispersing water off that racing line, drying it up reasonably quickly, although you can see from Alex Rins, Sam Lowe's the background there, still a fair bit of spray being kicked up as you sweep through Cavone.
Yeah, 10th for Alex Rins and 11th for Sam Lowe's. And here is Johan Zarco. Perhaps, well, he's running in 7th place, but he's a little bit back from the battle between Vinales, Miller and Pirro.
Yeah, I thought we might have seen a little bit more from Scott Redding. He's not
now fully aware of how the conditions are, probably realising as we stand at the moment they're not going to get any worse. Just pushing on a little bit more. Yeah, Vinales, I don't think he's not going to catch the three at the front unless there's an extraordinary change of fortune. But his job now, formation flying. They are just sussing out the conditions, just how hard they can push, working out in their heads as well.
Marques had another twitch.
He's had 3 moments now, and it's going to make him think, isn't it?
Turn 2. Again, another twitch. It drops him back right into the clutches of Dovizioso, who's...
Yeah, he does look comfortable behind him at the moment.
Got to say, Vinales is doing an outstanding job of holding off Miller and Pirro. Miller's now dropped 6/10 off Sam Lowe's, who was heading for his first top 10. Well, he's down at turn 4, and that's his 5th crash of the weekend, so a bad home Grand Prix for the Factory Aprilia team, with Aleix Espargaro out of the race, and Sam Lowe's, here we are at turn number 4.
Oh, that's desperate for poor old Sam Lowe's. His confidence is 0.
They're looking a big threat there in 3rd place. Almost identical lap times for them last time around. 1:48.5 from Petrucci, 1:48.6 from Dovizioso, and a 1:48.7 from Marques.
So compare them, we ride with Marc Marquez. Right in his face, as you can see, is the Ducati of Andrea Dovizioso. Closes right up on him. Through turn 4. And then there's this fast turn 6, and it's cut out a lot of riders here. And then you race
fairly quickly.
Yamaha have now pushed Vinales' bike into position. They are now possibly expecting it.
11.5 to go. Just getting me to really look hard now. Here is Maverick Vinales. He's done a really good job in 4th place, Maverick Vinales, because he hasn't let... He knows if Jack Miller gets near him, he'll be all over him, won't he? But he hasn't let him do that, and he knows how good Jack Miller is in the wet.
He doesn't want to be... And Vinales in front of him. He's dropped back over a second behind those two, although he's upped his own pace, and Miller has dropped into the 147s. The only other rider we've seen so far in this race that was in the 147s was our early leader, Jorge Lorenzo, who, of course, crashed right here. High-siding out of the lead at turn 6.
Down through turn 7 they come towards 8. 10.5 laps to go. The fuse has been lit, but this race has not exploded.
Way back in 2011 when he was in the Moto2 World Championship. He said he's never felt so slow. It's tough to watch, Andrea, you know, he's struggling so much on that factory Suzuki right now.
This is Zarco running in 7th place. Just behind him you saw Scott Redding. Coming into view, the man that's won here twice, Alex Rins, Moto3 winner, 2 occasions. Then it's Folger, and it's Smith.
Swept on through. What's the gap between Vinales and Pirro? Almost 3 seconds. That's quite a big gap to bridge. Miller thinks about a fight up the inside again of Pirro down at turn number 8. Although it hasn't rained for a while, the track's sort of remained in a stagnant condition, hasn't it? The lap times haven't improved at all. That we've seen sort of deviations over the last sort of 10 laps of only 3, 4, 5 tenths of a second. So it's not improved to the extent that we might have anticipated.
These are two riders chasing for a go. So they cross the line. We'll be able to go when they do cross the line. They've done that now.
Petrucci's really running a fantastic race. He's just put in the fastest lap of the race, a 1:47.697. Immediately followed by 1:47 from the two men leading the chasing pack, Marquez and Dovizioso. He can't break away from the two championship contenders behind him.
Great shot. It's still pretty wet out there, isn't it? As you can see. It's a difficult one. 7.5 laps to go. Tension in the Pramac Ducati garage. Danilo Petrucci chasing his first win. He's had a 3rd place this year in Mugello at the Italian Grand Prix. 2nd in Assen. 2nd a couple of years back at Silverstone in England. He's never going to get a better chance than this to win a Grand Prix race.
Would be a fantastic victory as well for Petrucci. He had to climb off much exactly the same crash that happened to his fellow Spanish rider Jorge Lorenzo when Lorenzo was leading. Marquez now has set the fastest lap of the race, a 1:47.549. Now, the last time around, Petrucci and Marquez took half a second out of Andrea Dovizioso.
Marquez, is he sizing him up? 5:49, as Matt said. 6.5 laps to go. It's the difference of 5 points, isn't it? You know, you get 25 for a win and 20, can you say, well, 4th place couldn't have been a great run. I think he's ridden quite brilliantly in these conditions. He's really settled into it, hasn't he?
Yeah, he never gave Miller or Pirro a chance at showing him their front wheel, and now he's a pretty comfortable 2.6 seconds clear of Pirro in that 4th place. Another great ride by Michele Pirro to take a 5th spot, and he's pulled away quite comfortably from Jack Miller, actually. 1.4 seconds the gap now between Pirro and Miller in 5th and 6th.
Time is...
He's just set the fastest lap of the race, so 1:47.537. Andrea Dovizioso, I think, is out of this in terms of the victory challenge. We're on board with Petrucci then through turn 5 now. Marquez won't let him go, though. The gap just under half a second. Dovizioso's dropped 2.2. Oh, Petrucci, a warning as he came through turn 6. He was littered out of the seas. He got on the gas. A bit of a rear tyre slide for Petrucci. That's the first real mistake we've seen him make. It wasn't a small mistake. Eerie me, speedway style for Petrucci. First mistake he's made.
If ever Marquez...
One to Danilo Petrucci now.
Boy, Lorenzo was leading the race and he crashed out at turn 6. Looks on.
Yeah, he's perfectly okay, but he's not going to be a happy spectator watching this. This is on board with Lorenzo. He's coming through turn 5. His race is going to last one more corner more. Oh, that's a big old crash, wasn't it, for Lorenzo? Fine margins, aren't they? Lorenzo has a moment in turn 6 and gets flown to the scenery. Danilo Petrucci's going to have a big part to say in that, though, in these final 4.5 laps here in Misano. He's withstood everything that Marc Marquez has had to throw at him so far, but you know Marc Marquez, there's still more to come.
Through turn 8 they come. 4.5 laps to go, down towards the Tremonti curve. It's a right-hander that leads onto the back straight. Petrucci has done all the donkey work at the front, in the rain, although sometimes in the rain, certainly in the early.
The track does dry out by a fraction every single lap. I think, yeah, he's definitely gone into safety mode now, Dovizioso, so make sure he takes those crucial 16 points. He'll be focusing ahead because he knows if Petrucci wins his first ever Grand Prix in famous fashion, then Dovizioso will still go to Aragon and lead the World Championship. He knows when Marquez sneaks through, and it's all square going to Aragon.
And both on 4 Grand Prix wins as well. Then you're looking at, aren't you, second place?
Podium or something, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
There is severe pressure coming from Marc Marquez, who's one of the fastest and most aggressive riders in World Championship history. The job that Petrucci has done, not to give him a sniff of taking the lead, has been absolutely phenomenal.
Through the Tremonti curve, 3.5 laps to go here in Misano. The rain has stopped, the track is still wet. We ride with the Pramac Ducati rider through the Curvoni corner. Let's have a look what sort of speed they're going through that today.
Absolutely ecstatic when he was on the podium in Mugello. Imagine if he wins now here in Italy. An even shorter pressure release that time. That was a pretty short pressure release when they took that third place. Marquez is closing, isn't he? That's as close as he's been for a number of laps. He's under 0.2 of a second behind Petrucci. He's stalked his prey for a number of laps now, Marc Marquez. Is he about to go in for the kill?
So Loris Bass's crashed twice. They've just passed. It's lapped.
Tramonto turn 10 as they'll start firing that Ducati and Honda down the long back straight towards Cavoni corner.
Is he now thinking about the championship in any way, or is it all one thought, I'm going to win the race?
I think when he's this close with 2.5 laps to go, the championship's probably occupying about 3% of his brain right now. The rest is 97% gung-ho going for the win.
Marquez once again closes up. 2 weeks' time, equal on points with Andrea Dovizioso. We are going to find out any moment now. Here comes Marquez.
He's going to attack. He's going to attack. There's no doubt about it. If he can get close enough, it's Marc Marquez, of course, he's going to attack. Catch your minds back to the Red Bull ring. Petrucci runs a pretty tight defensive line through turn number 4. He will be able to hear Marc Marquez's Repsol Honda breathing all over his neck. We know Marquez is going to attack. Look what happened at the Red Bull ring when he lunged up the inside of Dovizioso at the final corner. A really ambitious move.
That first ever Grand Prix victory, but Marquez is closing all the time through 12, through 13, coming up to 14.
He's not going to be close enough. Here they come then, through 13, although he just really close up Marc Marquez. He's not tight enough, though, to Petrucci. He's getting a real good look here, though, to assess Petrucci's strengths and weaknesses. Through turn 15 on the penultimate lap. Just 1 lap and 1 corner to go then for Petrucci and Marquez. Will Marquez sweep to the inside this time around? No, he won't. Petrucci, though, will be hearing him like a clap of apex.
Right, Marquez is running a little bit wide, but Petrucci follows him as well. Through the very fast turn 6, it looked like both drifting.
Like Petrucci took the front going into turn number 4. Did that cost Danilo Petrucci? Marc Marquez then, he'll run that tight defensive line down into turn number 8. Petrucci, I think he took the front, had a big moment on the front end going through turn number 4. That might have been costly. Petrucci desperately trying to cling on to Marc Marquez, but Marc Marquez now coming up to turns 9 and 10. His advantage probably around. He leads by 0.4 of a second, runs a really tight defensive line through turn number 14. Petrucci's not going to be close enough. Marquez surely's got this one in his hand. We're going to be going to Aragon with the World Championship tied, level on points. Marc Marquez and Andrea Dovizioso, 1